In today's video, it's Elves versus Orcs as we travel back to 1988 and play an old school game of Blood Bowl 2nd Edition. Alright, well hi folks, it's Lee from SkirmishWarGames.com. Welcome to the channel. Today we're doing a retro game of Blood Bowl 1988. That's Blood Bowl 2nd Edition from Games Workshop, using a variety of vintage lead minis from the late 80s to the early 90s, and some later plastics. I don't know what edition these guys came from, but we sort of incorporated them because somewhere in the piles my old lead orcs disappeared, probably moving from one house to another. But anyway, they're no longer with us. But we do have the lead elves, the lead tree man, the lead troll, the lead goblin pogo stick of doom, and even a lead orc chainsaw loony. So today we're going to play my first game of Blood Bowl in, well, since maybe 1990. I don't know. And your first game ever, right?
Yep.
Now? And we're playing the Elves versus the Orcs. So on the Orc team, I guess you have your regular Orc team, plus a Goblin Pogo Stick of Doom, plus a Chainsaw Loony, and then a Troll. And the Elves don't really have that many special characters. They have a Tree Man, and then just their normal linemen, catchers, throwers, and blitzers, but no blockers. Elves don't get any blockers, but they're supposed to be superior throwers. I think the problem is going to be that they're not as tough as the Orcs, and so I don't know how they're going to punch through the line and actually pass any footballs, but we'll try it and see what happens. So, Lynn, you picked Orcs, right?
I wanted the Pogo Stick of Doom just because he's hilarious.
All right. Well, we hope some hilarity will ensue, so we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl. I think we're just going to play to 2 touchdowns, unless the game starts running long, in which case the first touchdown will win. So we'll just have to see how we feel once we get into it here. So we're going to roll to see which team is the offensive team for the first turn, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to choose to take the football, and then we'll get on to turn 1. So I personally haven't been following Blood Bowl since the 1990s, so I don't know anything about the current editions. So we're going to try to explain the rules specific to 2nd edition as we go along. We are using the Veterans rules that came with the box set, and we're also using a few rules from the Star Player's book, but not rules from the Blood Bowl Companion, with the exception of the Chainsaw Loonies and the Pogo Stick of Doom. As we get more comfortable with the rules, we may add some of those Blood Bowl Companion rules in future games. But for right now, just using a smattering of this and that, depending on what we have on the pitch. And so let's see here. All right, I'm going to give the football to this thrower right here, to this elf thrower. And then we're going to move. There's no one to stand up, no one to flip over. So the tree man is going to move 1, 2, 3, like so. This blitzer is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This lineman is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and sprint 1. This blitzer is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sprint 1 for 5. So the way it works is each player kind of has a standard movement. The tree man only moves 3, but these elves, and I think most of the orcs, move 4. Then they have a sprint movement that they can use as long as they're not going into anyone's tackle zone. And then beyond the sprint movement, once they've sprinted a little bit, they can push it and move an extra square or 2, but they have to roll a die 6. And if they get a 6, then they're injured, and they go in the injured box, and they don't get to come back into the game. So you want to be a little bit careful about that. Here's an elf lineman. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to sprint. This catcher, this thrower. I'm just kind of moving things along quickly here, because why not? And
He's already trying to fumble the ball.
yeah, and that's the football. So I guess that is my movement. So I haven't gone into contact with any orcs, so no blocking, and I haven't moved into any tackle zones of any orcs, so no tackling. And now it's the orc turn.
Are you going to throw?
Not at this time. So after you've done your movement and done any blocking, you can decide to throw the football or hand it off to an adjacent player, but at this time, that thrower is just going to hang on to it. So, your turn. Orc turn.
My orcs all have a movement of 4.
Okay. Now are these guys ganging up on that
Those
blitzer?
are ganging up on that blitzer.
Okay. This team does have a couple of elf blitzers, that guy and then that guy there. Usually elves are just a couple of throwers and a whole bunch of catchers and some linemen, but we did incorporate a couple of blitzers. Okay, who's that? So that's a catcher. These two are orc blitzers, so those are the toughest athletes on the field. There is a chainsaw loony.
This is my thrower. He's just going to come up. It's a lineman.
And I think the way we're supposed to be doing it is as your blockers move into position, then they do their block, and then you move your other ones.
Okay. So I guess we'll do these ones first.
Okay. Yeah. So we should
before I finish.
we should do the blocking as we go along. So these two blitzers are ganging up on that blitzer.
So my blitzers are 4 strength each, so that's 8.
Okay. This blitzer has a strength 4, so
Roll.
so your two blitzers have a strength of 4 each. They're ganging up on this guy. He's got a strength of 4, so it's a +4 on your blocking roll. 4 plus 4 is 8. Both players are knocked over. So in the attempt to do that, all three of these guys are now knocked over.
That's bad for me.
So they all have to make an armor roll. That elf blitzer has an armor value of 9. So he's got to get 9 or less. And so he's fine.
So player number 3 there. He's same thing. He's got to get 9 or less. He did fine. Player number 10. He did fine.
He's fine.
These two guys. So he can do a chainsaw attack.
That's the chainsaw loony.
Yeah, so the chainsaw loony can do a chainsaw attack instead of blocking.
Okay.
So on a roll of 4 or less, that could be bad. I think we're just gonna gang up on this guy.
Okay. So he's gonna block instead of using his chainsaw.
Yeah, because he could go wild and kill my own guy, and I don't want that.
So the chainsaw guy is foregoing his chainsaw attack and then just kind of ganging up with that catcher on who? The catcher or the lineman? The catcher. Okay, the catcher only has an armor value. I'm sorry, catcher only has a strength of 2.
Same with mine, and then my lineman has a 3, so +3.
+3.
So 12.
So
He's
12.
stunned.
So that catcher is stunned. So he's stunned. Okay.
So the pogo stick guy is kind of interesting because he's a little crazy. So before I can even move him, I have to roll a d6. On a 1, he goes a bit crazy and just bounces all over the pitch. Right. And a 5, so he doesn't go bouncing all over the pitch.
He's in control.
He's in control at the moment. And he's pretty speedy. He gets a movement of 4 and a sprint of 4. And he doesn't like the tree man.
Tree man doesn't like the chainsaw dude.
Right.
Okay, so you can take your normal movement and then you can sprint, but you can't sprint into an opposing player's tackle zone.
Right.
And who's that? That is just...
that's a plain lineman.
That's a plain old lineman.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the plastic orcs from what edition, I don't know. And that guy there is an original, not from the first edition, which I don't even think had metal or plastic miniatures, but this is from the second edition box set. So that is one of the original orcs, and we're using him for a blocker because he's a little beefier than the later plastics.
That guy's a blitzer, right?
I'm sorry?
That guy's a blitzer.
That guy's a regular lineman. The blitzers are the ones who have their fist up kind of behind their shoulder. So that's a blitzer, and then this other guy that you knocked down is a blitzer.
So the blocker's going to go after the catcher. So the blocker has a strength of 4 and the catcher has a strength of 2. Correct?
Okay. Yes, the elf catcher has a strength of 2, so you get a +2 on your roll.
So 10.
So 10 on the blocking roll.
Are they both knocked down?
No, I think 10 is good for you. The defender is knocked over.
Okay.
So you knocked him over. And he's got to make an armor roll. His armor is only 8.
Oh,
So he
he's
made
safe.
it. Okay, so your troll there.
Has a movement of 4 and a sprint of 1.
All right.
But he can only move the direction he's facing. But I can change his facing.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, sprint of 1.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. The lineman is going to attack your catcher.
All right.
So 3 versus 2. So plus 1 on my roll. So 5.
Okay. 5 to 7. It's a standoff. Nothing happens. If you'd have gotten a 4, you would have been knocked over
Right.
by running into a catcher.
So it was good I had 1 more armor and
All right.
1 more strength than you. Okay, that is mine. So flip all your guys over.
All right. So everyone who's lying face down gets turned face up, and the next turn they will stand up. Yeah, so fortunately I have some people in reserve. I got one guy who's stunned, so I'm going to bring in one reservist. And I got to figure out what's the best way to do this. First things first, before I do that, I think this catcher way over here is going to... He wants to stay out of the tackle zone of that lineman, if he can. So he's going to go... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4... And then his sprint is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this thrower here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then his sprint is 3. This blitzer and this lineman are going to team up on the chainsaw loony and try to take him out before he makes it to the tree man. So his blitzer strength is 4, the lineman strength is 3, so that's 7.
And I have a 3.
So plus 4 on the blocking roll. So that's a 10,
I think he's stunned.
which means defender is knocked over.
Oh, I like that better.
Now he's going to make an armor roll. What's his armor roll?
His armor is 9.
Okay,
He's
you
good.
made it, so he's not injured. All right, we're going to bring in a lineman.
Mm-hmm. That's 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a sprint, and then 6 for an additional move. I have to roll. If he rolls a 6, he's injured. We had, yeah. Oh,
yes!
Okay, so he's injured.
He broke his ankle trying to go after the
Yeah.
blocker. Whoa, yes.
Basically, he did his normal movement. Then he sprinted 1, and because you can't use extra sprint movement to get into someone's tackle zone, he had to do, I don't know what they call it, bonus move or pushing move or whatever. And
He tripped
he
on a
tripped. He
on a
rolled
hole
a
I
6
made in the...
on that, and so he is injured. So he goes into the injured box, and that means he's out for the game. So, all right, so that means this blitzer is going to try to take on that blocker by himself, which may not be the greatest idea in the world. His strength is 4.
Mine's 4 as well.
Okay, so no bonus. 7, I think that's just
A push.
It's a standoff, nothing happens. So they just kind of shove each other around. And,
There are words said.
yeah, that's right. And I think that's everybody. So what did I accomplish? Oh, the tree man, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the tree man could root himself to the ground at this point, but then he'd have to stay there until somebody gets a touchdown. So we don't want to do that. So let's see. What can the tree man do? I guess he'll just go head to head with that troll. Tree man has a strength of 8.
And Troll only has a strength of 7.
So plus 1 on the block roll. 4. That's not
I
good.
think you fell over.
I think the tree man fell over. Attacker is knocked over. So I get knocked over. The troll has mighty blow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I add 1 to my armor value roll. So normally his armor value is 11. Now it's just 10. He's not injured, fortunately, though he did have toughness, so if he got injured, he'd get a bonus on his injury roll. Okay, so the tree man is knocked over. Great. And I could throw the football.
Oh, you could throw the football. Do you want to throw the football?
So I wonder if I'd have to throw it over all these people who could potentially intercept it. Since fortune favors the bold, we're going to try it anyway. So this is an elf thrower throwing toward an elf catcher. That means, let's see, the thrower has +2 on throwing skill, and the catcher has +2 on coolness. So +4. So they're not very good in a fight, but they can throw the football. So that is a long pass, right?
Yes, but you get +4, so.
+4. So they're going to try to lob the football over all these orcs and not get an interception. But the way my dice rollings have been going so far, I don't know. Okay, throwing table, long pass, +4. No. 4 + 4 is 8. Caught. All right, so he caught that football.
What did you have to do to miss?
According to the chart, a long pass, interception would have been a 2 to 4.
Oh.
And miss would have been 5 to 7, and caught would have been 8 to 12.
All right, you just made
So
it.
4 + 4, because I was a thrower throwing to a catcher. So this catcher has the football. And now it is the orc's turn.
All right, so we flip everybody
Okay,
and
so
stand
this,
up those that can stand up.
So this catcher stands up.
Now, if someone is laying down and you attack them, what's the dealio?
Okay. Yeah, you can block somebody while they're laying down.
Mm-hmm.
There is a prone block table, which basically is a little bit different than the standing up block table. So yeah, if someone's on their back or lying in the dirt, and you give them a good kick in the ribs, you roll on a different table. So basically the troll is going to... Are you thinking about blocking the tree man who timbered himself, trying to run into the troll?
Mm-hmm. However, I got to take care of this dude first.
You're going to sick the troll on that catcher, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the catcher only has a strength of 2, right?
He does. So the troll is going to block the catcher?
Well, I'm going to gang up on them.
Okay.
Yeah. So my thrower and my troll are going to gang up on the one with the ball.
All right. His strength is 2.
And the troll is 7, and the thrower is 3, so that's 10. And his 2 is +8.
Okay.
8 and 7 is 15.
So he's stunned.
And then the ball scatters,
The
correct?
ball scatters. 6. So it scatters one way, that way.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so that catcher is knocked into next week by an orc and the troll. And then, who's that? That's just a lineman.
That's a lineman.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
Oh, he can't sprint.
he
there.
can't sprint in there, but he can take his extra move.
He can take his extra.
And try not to get injured. Get injured. Okay, so he picks up the ball.
And can he also attack your guy or no?
Can he block? I guess so. All right. If that's a thrower.
Oh, is thrower different than the catcher?
Yeah, the thrower has a strength of 3.
Yeah, I better.
Okay.
So that's +1.
Right.
It's
So
a push.
6, 7. It's a standoff. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay, so with the pogo stick of doom, you have to roll at the beginning to make sure he doesn't go crazy. And
He
he
didn't
doesn't.
go crazy.
Okay.
So a pogo stick guy can only move, catch, and he can't block or tackle.
Right.
He's just going to stay right there because I can hand off the ball.
Yeah, after all your movement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I can do this. 1, 2, 3. So these two guys, the blocker and the lineman, are going to gang up on your... Is that the catcher or
That's a catcher. Yeah.
Okay. So the blocker is a 4, and the lineman
So blocker and a
is
lineman.
a 3, and your catcher is a 2.
Is it 2?
So
Plus
plus
5.
5.
Okay, so he is stunned.
And the 2 blitzers are gonna against my
2
bit.
blitzers against 1 elf
blitz.
blitzer.
Actually, I think we're gonna go this way
Oh, okay.
and add my catcher.
All right. Just pile on, huh?
So that way it's +6.
Okay.
So 12.
10, 12. So,
So
this
he's
blitzer
stunned.
is stunned. So yeah, a lot of the elves are piling up in the stunned column. Once somebody gets a touchdown, then they'll be fine. The injured guy is way over here. He's out for the game.
So the little blocker dude is gonna, the lineman is gonna hand off the ball to my little orc.
Okay, so the lineman's handing the ball to
So
the
he can pogo
goblin
stick
on
around.
the pogo stick of doom, who's going to try to pogo stick his way across creation. All right, so is that your turn?
That is my turn. So now we get to stand up.
Yeah, not many elves left on the field.
Yeah,
But-
but you got reserves.
I have reserves, so okay.
So these guys get to stand up.
Yeah, he
And so does
stands
the
up.
tree man.
Tree man stands up. Okay, the tree man is going to go. I guess the tree man is going to block the troll.
Okay.
Once again, his strength is 8,
This is 7.
7,
Got an
8.
Is that a push, I think? Or is that me knocked
I
over?
think it may have been just enough. An 8. Both players are knocked over.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That's worse than a 7.
So the troll has what? Mighty Blow 3,
No, 2.
Mighty Blow 2. So I got to roll 10 or less. All right. And the tree man is Mighty Blow 2.
So
What's your armor?
10. So I have to roll a 9 or less.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And and the troll blows his armor roll. So
So I
okay.
have toughness of 1. So
I think it removes 1 because you want to roll low.
oh, okay,
So you got to roll on the injury table.
okay.
But he's a troll, so he does regenerate. Oops. It says 2 to 6 stunned.
Oh, okay. All right.
What does it say about regeneration on the troll sheet?
That's for serious injury.
Okay. So he's stunned, so he'll be back in after the next touchdown anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had you rolled a natural 2,
Yeah.
then it would have been nothing, but on the chart it says 2 to 6 stunned. Okay, so the troll is stunned. This thrower here
Mm-hmm.
is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
and is going to block the pogo stick of doom.
Okay. He's got a strength of 1.
He got a strength of 1. The thrower is not much better. I think he's a 3 though.
About the it's the catcher.
The catcher's 2. The thrower has a strength of 3. He's got to have arm strength. He's got to lob that
Yeah.
football. So he gets a +2. So 6,
9.
7, 8.
Oh, 8. Yeah. Both players are knocked over.
Both players are knocked over.
So what happens to the ball?
It scatters.
Okay.
You want me to hold the template while you roll?
1.
1. So it goes right here.
Okay.
So the ball is knocked loose. Okay, so this blitzer here is going to block the chainsaw loony. You have a strength of 3.
Mm-hmm.
The blitzer has a strength of 4, so that's +1. 7, 8. I think that's both knocked over.
Okay.
So the blitzer's armor value is 9, so he's got to roll a 9 or less. And with the chainsaw loony, what's his armor?
9. He's good.
He's good, so just knocked over. So now that the chainsaw loony is knocked over, he no longer has a tackle zone. So this lineman is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And then roll.
and then roll to go here. Oh, and he's injured. Shit. Mother
More blood on the field.
fracker. Okay, so he would have tried to pick up the football, but he is injured and out of the game.
He tripped on the ball.
Well, that's really special. So anyway, I got 6 people out, so I can bring in all 4 reserves.
Okay.
He just walked in.
Okay, yep.
And
Okay.
that guy looks like a kicker, but he's actually a lineman. We didn't have enough linemen. And then this catcher is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's all my reserves.
Okay.
Once I move these guys in, I should have done the block then. But this lineman and this lineman are going to team up on that lineman.
So my lineman is 3.
They are 3 and 3, so it's +3 on the roll. 8. I think
Both are knocked over.
everyone's knocked over. Their armor is only 8, so this guy here, he's fine. This guy here made it.
And his is 9. And he made
And he made it. Who has the football? Nobody.
Nobody. It's still on the ground.
I guess it's my turn.
Okay, flippy, flippy.
So
Flip.
Chainsaw Looney flips
Flip.
over. This Blitzer flips over.
Flip.
And then these guys. Flip.
So my question is, he has no tackle zone, right?
Yeah, when the tree man is lying down, he's got no tackle zone.
Okay. The thrower
Okay.
is going to move. He is going to pick up the ball.
Pick up the football.
Chink. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So he's going to sprint all the way over there.
Mm-hmm. And I can bring in one person.
Right?
So I'm going to bring in my catcher.
Uh-huh.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So do you have to leap over prone players?
Yeah.
If they're yours or...
Right.
Okay.
Unless you're a big guy, in which case you can step over them.
Mm-hmm. Well, my big guy is stunned.
Right.
1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3,
Are you ganging up?
4. I'm ganging up on these 2 and hitting
Okay.
that guy.
So that's just a catcher, so his strength is only 2.
And the
That's a blitzer
and
and
a
a
catcher.
catcher.
So 7 minus 2 is +5. 15.
Okay, 15. So
He's out.
you stunned him
And then the blitzer on the blitzer.
on the prone blitzer.
Yep.
Okay.
So 4 minus 4 is 0. So 10.
9. Nothing happens
All right. And that's
On
on the
the-
prone chart.
on the prone chart. It is. Did you bring in all the reserves you needed to bring
I
in?
could only bring in
Okay.
one. Yeah, he's... So
Shouldn't you have 11 on the field?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, you can bring in one more.
Oh no, blocker's better. Okay. 1, 2.
So that's a blocker.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lineman.
All right.
And 4 is 7.
His strength is 8.
So -1 to the roll.
7.
Nothing
Nothing happens.
It was worth a shot.
Alright.
And then I'm going to throw to my catcher.
Okay.
I think that's a short pass. A quick pass, I mean.
A quick pass.
A quick pass.
So this thrower is throwing to that catcher.
With a quick
A
pass.
quick pass.
So what do I need to roll?
Well, what bonus does your thrower get?
Thrower gets 1 and the catcher gets 1.
Okay, a quick pass. You need a 6.
6 or more.
6 plus your bonuses, so 4 or more. 11. All right, so that's caught. So the catcher has the ball.
Okay.
All right. All right, so anybody who's face up stands up. So that's this guy. That's these two
That's
linemen.
pretty much everyone.
Pretty much everybody.
Yep.
All right.
What are you going to do?
Well, no reserves to bring in. So this blitzer here, this elf blitzer, is going to go ahead and block the chainsaw loony. So his strength is 4. The lineman is what, 3?
Mm-hmm.
So +1. 8, 9.
I think I'm knocked over.
Defender is knocked over.
So I
Okay,
need to
make an armor roll.
A 9 or less. Okay.
Okay, make it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he is here.
Mm-hmm.
He goes here. You can try to tackle him. You want to try to tackle him? So while blocking involves strength, tackling involves agility. The tree man has agility of 2.
Oh, so is he.
Okay, so you
So-
can try to tackle him.
I may as well try to tackle him then if it's even.
Okay.
What's the table like though?
4 or less, the defender may keep on moving. 5 to 6, tackler is not knocked over. 7 to 8, both players are knocked over. 9 or more, defender is knocked over. 6, tackler is knocked over. The defender may keep on moving.
Well, that wasn't good.
Okay, so
Okay.
roll his armor roll.
10.
10 minus 1 for the
So-
tree man, so 9 or better, and you're fine. Tree man keeps on moving, clump, clump. So now that this guy's down, he has no tackle zone. So you can move up.
Now you're in his tackle zone.
I know, but he's going to block that guy.
Okay.
Now, he entered the tackle zone.
Yes, he did.
If
Okay.
you kept on moving,
Yeah.
then you could try to tackle him.
Okay.
So
His strength is 3
the tree man's strength is 8, so +6.
plus 5.
Oh, +5.
But it
Excuse me.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
13.
So
he's
he
injured.
is stunned.
Stunned. Okay.
Okay. This thrower has a movement of 4 and a sprint of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Where's this guy's? Is that
Right
he
there.
4, sprint 1, 2, 3, and then make an extra move and roll and not get injured. 4. So this thrower is going to try to block that catcher.
Okay. Catcher has a strength of 2.
Thrower has a strength of 3, so +1. 6, 7.
Push.
Nothing. It's a standoff. Ooh, that's terrible. Could have got him. Didn't get him. Could have scattered that football. So this thrower, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus sprint, 1, 2, 3. And I guess that's as far as he's going to go.
Okay.
Okay, over here we have the big fight. These two guys here are going to try to block that one lineman there. So these are 2 linemen versus 1 lineman. So their strength is 3 each, so that's 6
3. So
plus 3.
13.
He is stunned.
Okay.
Gosh, did that lineman try to block that blocker?
I don't know.
I don't think so. So we won't do that. So I guess that is my turn. So I was not able to, had I gotten 1 more point on that roll, I would have knocked him over and the ball would have scattered and who knows what would have happened. But that's my turn. Okay, so
I
first
get
of
to
all,
bring in-
we stand or
stand or
turn
flip.
people up.
So
So
turn.
chainsaw loony
turn.
turns face up. So bringing in a reserve.
3, 4. 1 and then 1.
Okay. And you're injured.
And we'll do the same thing.
There's more where they came from. Oh!
Well, that
So
was
that's
kind
great.
of worthless.
Statistically, what are the odds of that?
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so that is what? That's
a blitzer,
a blitzer and
a
catcher.
Yeah.
All right, against a thrower. His strength is 3.
So 7 minus 3 is plus 4 is 11.
Defender is knocked over.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do your injury roll.
Got to roll armor roll. 8. He made it.
Okay. And then that blitzer is going to attack your blitzer.
Who? This one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can get the lineman to join
Oh,
over
because
here
you go
because
through
of
the
treeman.
treeman's tackle zone, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, actually, remember, he doesn't have a tackle zone in the rear because he's a big guy.
Oh.
So you could go
So I
1,
can. Okay.
2, 3, and then you'd be there.
Okay. That I will do. I forgot about his no tackle zone in the back. So the lineman and the blitzer are going to gang up on your blitzer.
Okay, so that gives you a plus 3, I think.
Yep. Ooh.
4.
4 and 3 is 7. Yeah, I think that's a push.
Standoff. Nothing happens.
Okay. Pogo stick dude.
All right, see if he goes wild.
No, he doesn't.
Pogo stick's gone wild.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Okay, so then this catcher is going to make a run for the end zone, I take it.
Yep. So the catcher has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a sprint of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, almost there. Okay, so your blocker here?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then that would be the end.
That's
So
the end.
Flippy.
Chainsaw dude stands up.
He stands up.
The blocker stands up. So he is 1 move away from getting there. So I got this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he could take his extra move. 7, try to catch that guy. Now would be a good time not to get injured. If I can avoid rolling a 6. 3. So he's going to try to tackle that catcher. He is a thrower, so his strength is 3. Not tackle. He's going to try to block that guy. His strength is 3.
And his is 2.
So plus 1. 5, 6. I think that's nothing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, standoff. Nothing happens. All right. Well, let's see. So who else, if any, can get over there? This blitzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extra. So he would have to make 2
twice.
rolls and not get a 6. So there. And he's injured. Well, lucky for you.
Lucky
He
for
didn't
me.
get
Yes.
blitzed.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm running out of people on
He's
the
getting
field.
nervous. He keeps dropping the football.
Let's see. He's going to move here.
That's in from one tackle zone into another.
Right. You want to try to tackle him with your blocker?
So that's agility versus agility.
Right. So it'd be a wash. Six. Tackler is knocked over. The defender may keep on moving.
It's not very good for the tackler, I've found.
Well, you got to have higher agility. So roll his armor. 10. So you roll on the injury table.
What am I needing to roll?
A 2 to 6 is stunned. A 7 to 8 is KO'd. 9 to 11 serious injury. 12 is dead.
3.
Stunned. Treeman continues his move, and he is going to stomp on your favorite little guy, the pogo stick.
You're so mean.
Just out of spite.
I guess. Well, that should be a pretty easy
His
one.
strength is 8
and,
versus your 1.
Yeah.
So plus 7. So that's an 11, which actually is better because instead of just straight stunning you, I think I injured you. Okay, so he's knocked over, so he's got to make his armor roll plus 1 because of the mighty blow.
So I got to do a 6 or less.
6 or less.
Yay!
And he makes
Yes!
it.
Yes! He didn't get stopped. Too bad.
He didn't get crushed. Okay. And then...
He's very wily, the pogo stick dude.
All right. Then I've got all these linemen here, and I think what they're going to do is... And he's going to take an extra roll, maybe get injured. Nope. These 3 linemen are going to pick on that blocker there. So that's 9 strength versus 4, right? So
Yep.
plus 5. And so they stunned him.
Stunned him. Okay.
Okay, and I think that's everything I can do. So I can see what's going to happen here. So
He's gonna
beginning of your turn. This guy stands up. So he prances into the end zone,
does his victory
scores
dance.
the game, and
Does his victory dance. Does his victory dance.
we're gonna call that the game because that was a 90-minute first score. So congratulations. So it was funny to me how often we got injured just trying to take a few extra steps, and yeah, like I was really close to having a blitzer kind of close in on your catcher there, and he just got injured. He rolled a 6 on the last step. Otherwise, he would have clobbered him in the back of the head. But
Right.
okay.
And
Well-
I got injured twice trying to take out your
Yeah, now that almost makes up for it. The fact
Yeah.
that you had
2 in a row that got injured trying to get your thrower.
that you had 2 injuries back to back with linemen coming out of the reserve unit, and then trying to get that thrower and not being able to do it. So what are the orcs doing? Oh, they're gonna have a barbecue or something like that.
Yeah, they're celebrating there.
Okay. And the elves dejectedly go back to the forest.
And the pogo stick guy is pogo sticking with the ball. Because he likes to do that. Because he was very sad he didn't get to take the ball this time.
Well, folks, as always, thanks very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's look at some vintage Blood Bowl 2nd Edition gameplay. If you like what we do here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and please visit us online at our website, skirmishwargames.com.